How's everybody doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. What we wanted to be able to do this morning is to provide a quick update on where we're at with early budget action between the Senate, the Assembly, and of course, the governor's office. And I just want to say how grateful we are that each of you would take time out of your busy schedule. So here's what I'll say today. We have been in collaborative discussions with Governor Newsom and Speaker Rivas. And I am so incredibly grateful for the work and the partnership that we have with the Speaker and the Governor. The three of us and the respective budget committees are committed to tackling this year's budget shortfall. The Governor laid out his proposal on the budget in early January, and he's going to offer a revised budget in May, which I know we all look forward to. The Senate laid out our path for early action last week, and we'll present our comprehensive take on the budget this spring as well. And the same goes for our partners in the Assembly, who will deliver an early action budget in April, and then again later this spring, they'll have a more comprehensive plan. And while this year's budget is tougher than most in recent history, here's what we know. The end result is going to be the same. In June, we're going to deliver, the three of us will deliver, an on-time, balanced budget that will protect the progress that we've made in recent years. And we're going to deliver an early action budget plan in April. And you could take that to the bank, full stop. The early action that we'll be taking in April to responsibly shrink the shortfall is a good thing. And our joint announcement yesterday was a commitment to every Californian that we are going to be working together to get this done for the Golden State. And it's going to allow us to focus on a comprehensive approach as we work towards a final budget in June. Now, I'd like to speak specifically about the Senate, and that's why I'm so grateful to be joined by our budget chair, Scott Wiener, and our majority leader, Lena Gonzalez. And I just got to be honest, couldn't do what we do each and every day without these two amazing leaders, and I want to say thank you. So here in the Senate, we've been working on this early action budget for approximately 2 months now. And we believe that we need to get to $17 billion in early action solutions, which is why we released our Shrink the Shortfall plan, which I'm sure all of you read with great enthusiasm as you go to bed. Now, our belief is this: the quicker we move, the better it is for California. Now, get asked this a lot. Are sacrifices going to need to be made this year? You're damn right. Yes, absolutely. We are going to have to make sacrifices. But early action means that we can bring this deficit to a more manageable level. We firmly believe that early action budget will also position the legislature and the governor to protect our progress, to be able to safeguard our core programs and enable us to be able to spend more time and energy on the more challenging decisions that lie ahead to close the remaining budget gap responsibly as we move towards the June state budget deadline. I have talked way too much today, and I apologize. So would like to talk a little bit about run a show as we move forward. We're going to take a couple of questions in just a moment, but before we do, I'd like to be able to turn it over to the Senate Budget Chair, Scott Wiener, for some comments, and then if it works, I'm going to come back with each of you to be able to answer questions. And again, Mr. Budget Chair, thank you, and of course, to your counterpart, Jesse Gabriel, who does an amazing job as well in the Assembly. Mr. Budget Chair.
Thank you to the Pro Tem, and I want to just really thank the Pro Tem for during a difficult, challenging budget year. The Pro Tem is really leading us to make sure that we are taking not just early action, but smart action so that we can make a difficult budget year as smooth as possible under challenging circumstances. The Senate has put forward, I think, a very, very strong plan to take this step early so we can then spend several months focusing on the absolute hardest issues that we're going to have to grapple with in the budget. And I want to stress that we have hard choices to make. That's always the case with the budget deficit. We are in a much better position today than we were during the Great Recession because of prudent decisions around reserves and so forth. We are working very, very hard with the governor, with the Assembly. Chair Gabriel and I talk on a regular basis, so we have very open lines of communication, and I am very optimistic that we will be able to take strong early action and then ultimately pass a on-time balanced budget. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. And again, so grateful to the chair, to Chair Gabriel and the Assembly, to the Assembly budget sub-chairs, to our budget sub-chairs. Look, we are unified and working together to be able to get this done in April, and we will have those votes on the floors in the Senate and the Assembly here in just a few weeks. So why don't we do this? Let's take a few questions, and I know that Fritz will throw a shoe at me if I'm going too long. So let's open it up for any questions. Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, look, here's my bottom line, and I'll talk about early action. The announcement yesterday, here's the big deal and the good news. The announcement yesterday is that the governor, the Senate, and the Assembly are all working together. You are going to be able to take this to the bank. We're going to have an early action vote, and we all know how these discussions go. There are priorities that everyone brings to the table. We're going to be able to work through all of those priorities in the coming weekend. You'll see an early action vote on the floor in the Senate and the Assembly coming up in April. Please, Adam. I was just going to go to, I think, Mr. Beam real quick. Just, okay. All right. I'm sorry. If you want to start over, Alexi, if you want to start over. No, I literally just called on Adam, though, so that's so. No, you're good. Alexi, take it away. Take it away.
The message between the lines of that range that was put out yesterday is that you haven't even come to an agreement on the amount that you're seeking. So what are the biggest points of continuing difference, especially given that the plan that you put out was very much in line with the governor?
Yeah.
The Assembly's obviously not.
Look, I don't think this should be an issue of intrigue. This is traditional budget discussion and negotiation. We are going to have early action votes in April in both the Senate and the Assembly. We are unified on that. And we're going to be working out any differences here over the next week. Please.
So there's nothing in print yet? There's no deal that's out there to look at? This is just an agreement that you all put together?
Look, here's what I can speak for the Senate. The Senate released to each and every one of you, to the public, to the residents of California, our early action budget plan last week. You can see where we're coming from, how we approached the $17 billion. In fact, we took action today on the floor with the MCO tax that helps close that gap. But you are going to see an early action budget vote on the floor of the Senate and the Assembly coming up in April, and it's the responsible thing to do.
Seems like you're fully on board with the governor's early action. Is there anything you disagree? It seemed like almost like a copy and paste of his early action. Would you agree with that? Is there anything that's
I'll let the plan speak for itself. The Senate is unified. Senate Democrats are unified in our approach to early action. We think it is responsible and just going to be candid. The quicker we move, the better off our budget and fiscal situation will be for the entire Golden State. And I firmly believe that you're going to see a budget vote in April by the Senate and the Assembly. Yeah, I mean, I think that we said early April is what we're going to be sticking with. We'll have more details to you shortly. But here is the good news. The good news is this. We have an agreement that there is going to be an early action budget package. The Senate released our budget plan a week ago today. Y'all saw it. It is a mix of reductions, revenue, deferrals. That is on the street. Y'all can take a look at it again. Nisha Fritz is excited to be able to hand it out. Even more excited is Chris Woods, our budget director. And I think that Chair Wiener has one in his back pocket. So bottom line is, and here's the good news. We're going to deliver for Californians. We're going to protect the progress that we have made over these past many years. And we're going to take the responsible vote coming up in early April. Okay, this is going to be the last question. Yeah, thank you. Here's what I would like. I would like the governor, the Senate, and the Assembly to be on the same page and moving forward together. And here's what we have today. The governor, the Senate, and the Assembly on the same page moving forward. You're going to see an early action budget vote coming up in April. We are unified in that. We put out our plan last Thursday. We stand behind that plan. And we are looking forward to taking these early action budget votes to shrink the shortfall in early April. Thank you so much, everybody. We're really grateful for your time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.